Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV holic. So I'm doing episode 2 of Wednesday today. Mimi is not here again. She's extremely busy this summer, so I'm holding it down. So, like I said, if you haven't watched or listened to my previous episode 1 of Wednesday, I urge you to do so because I broke it down in depth. This one's not going to be in that much detail. I am going to talk about it still, but I'm not going to go into like oodles of detail. I'm going to kind of like summarize it a bit more because, yeah, I just want to summarize it instead of like, going on and on about it. But anyway, so this episode, I enjoyed it way more than episode 1 because episode 1 to me was a bit like boring and just kind of like I couldn't remember the characters and stuff like that. So that's why I thought this episode had more like depth to it, and it was more like, the plot kind of thickened a bit. Episode 1 was kind of like, just very wishy-washy kind of. That's the feeling that I got about it. Wishy-washy and not like... I like the storyline to develop a bit more and not be so airy-fairy kind of situation. Don't know if you get what I mean, but if you get what I mean, comment below. Below the video on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this podcast. Anyway, so this episode 2 of Wednesday, is called The Devil You Woe. So I believe that this episode title is like a twist on the saying, better the devil you know. So it's called The Devil You Woe. So it's a twist on that, I think. And Wednesday is in this episode reminded of this as like she basically is like grappling with, I think, the fallout of a new murder mystery that's going on in her life near this school. So remember, the guy got murdered outside her school. Not outside her school, but close to her school. Okay, so in this episode, I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name, but her roommate Eden's death vision. So we're talking about that and the prank. So Wednesday is still shaken up by basically sorry, I'm losing my voice. So Wednesday is basically still shaken up by a like psychic vision she had of Eden's like grave, and she like returns to her dorm to find Eden like seemingly like dead with like her throat slit, and there's like gory like blood everywhere. So she follows the trail of blood and sees her friend is like what looks like she's dead outside and with her throat slit. And then this basically turns out to be like a cruel like prank, but it kind of reinforces what Wednesday's like anxious about. She's anxious about her friend's safety, and then because of the vision that she had of her like getting killed or dying. And then what else happens? There's a stalker. So basically Wednesday's mysterious stalker, who's been like leaving like these cryptic messages, has like ultimately like been revealed to us. And it's Agnes, one of the younger girls, students at Nevermore. And Agnes is basically like a super fan who's been like trying to get Wednesday's attention for a while now. And she's basically behind the pranks, and she denies any involvement in the murders, and basically says to Wednesday, "I'll help you solve like this case, the murder case." So the murder investigation. So Sheriff Santiago arrests Wednesday, basically for the murder of her, not of her father, but of the father of Donovan Galpin, and also a local man named Bradbury. And this is because Wednesday happens to like appear at the crime scene, which is Galpin's home. So Donovan Galpin, sorry, I'm getting confused with names, is the man who got killed. Not Tyler is his son, I believe. So she turned up at his house, and there was like that whole crow incident where all those crows were there. Like he told her to in the previous episode to stop by, to discuss like all this like murder investigation stuff, and she did, and he was sitting in his, classic horror scene. He was sitting in his like armchair, and then she kind of turned it around or went to him to talk to him, like turned the other side of the chair, and she saw that his eyes had been pecked out by the crows, and that's exactly what happened to the other murder victim in episode 1. So it's just like a serial killer doing the same thing. And then all these crows came out of everywhere, out of his mouth or something, and I don't know, like they disappeared. And then the police just arrived at the door. So she was basically framed. So then we also see Tyler Galpin like return this episode as well. So to get more answers, basically Wednesday hijacks one of Eden's driving lessons to go to Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital, where she confronts Tyler Galpin and the hide, because he's got the hide in him or something like that. I can't remember, from season 1. And he shows, so that was her ex as well, Wednesday's ex, they dated. And she shows little like reaction to his, like he shows like a little reaction to his like father's death. And I think that's because that's the hide inside him, and he's like a bad person or whatever. And he initially like refuses to cooperate, but then Wednesday's like uses like her verbal tricks to like eventually get him to like cooperate, kind of thing. And then it's also in this episode Thing's birthday. So Thing being the hand that kind of like, the hand from Addams Family that just like has no body and just like runs around everywhere. Thing's birthday, so it's Thing's birthday, and only basically Eden remembers that it's Thing's birthday. His whole family, the Addams family, don't remember, and it's pretty sad, and he seems quite like sad and down and depressed. I thought that was really like interesting and like cool how the way they like made this hand have feelings, and you could really see that he was quite sad and down and depressed. They had him like drunk with these little bottles of like liquor around him and stuff like that in his home that Eden made him. Anyway, so yeah, it was Sting's birthday, and only Eden remembered, and she basically tries to like cheer him up, and then an unknown observer kidnaps her and her new love interest Bruno, and that observer basically locks up Thing in his like new house thing that Eden made for his birthday. And then basically it's a race against time, and Wednesday receives like a call informing her that she has like 30 minutes to save Eden from like sudden death, Eden and her boyfriend. And then they have to follow the clues. She has to follow the clues, her and Thing, to find like the hidden tunnel and then she's basically able to like rescue Eden and Bruno, her potential new love interest boyfriend. You know, she's kind of dating him, kind of seeing him, from like this scary looking like swords and daggers like falling trap, like they're like suspended above, and when the timer goes, like they're like tied up with chains on a chair, and they're trying to like wiggle free, and they just kind of like fall on the ground instead. And then it's kind of like suspenseful because like all the like daggers are falling, but then Wednesday solves it like with the help of books and like quotes and things like that. And then Thing and her like untie the werewolves. Eden, the like Larpins or I don't know what they're called. Larkins or whatever. Werewolves, basically. Eden and her boyfriend and her not partner, but you know, the guy she likes, Donovan. And then they find out that it's basically the invisible girl, Agnes. She's the one that's been, you know, doing this just to get Wednesday's attention, and she's going to help her with like solve the rest of the murders, like I said before. So yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed this episode. It was more suspenseful than episode 1. Episode 1 was a bit dry and dreary for me. I will be doing episode 3 and 4 soon, so watch out for those. I wanted to do them a bit shorter because like it was taking me a long time and I've got like a lot of things to do, so I thought I'd just cut them down to make them short and sharp, sharp and sweet like this. Forgot to say spoiler alert, but I will write it on the title so you guys will know that this is filled with spoilers. I do love the way they film this, but I feel like the plot is not very good. Even last season wasn't that great. I know there's going to be another twist, but it's just basically like a murder mystery. Like it's basically like you're solving cases just like last year. It's nothing different. So that's just essentially the plot of the whole season. There's like no other elements really, like friendship and betrayal and all that. You know, there's nothing more to it. So I am wondering if I'm going to lose interest. And if it's something that I'm going to recap if there's a season 3, because I don't think I can stomach a season 3 at this rate, because it's not really doing it for me. There's not that many levels and layers. So yeah, that's it. Sorry about the noise outside. Anyway, so yeah, subscribe and follow, and we're on socials too. Bye.